Hi, I'm Lucie. I'm the Gynaecology MDT Coordinator at the Princess Anne Hospital. So I've been with Gynae since June last year, so I'm still fairly new. But just to kind of really talk about who we work with and what pathways we kind of help with. So with the teams we work with, it could be different range of consultants. It could be with the radiologists, surgeons, clinical and medical oncologists as well, but we also have loads of CNSs, so it could be from all different sites, just from Gynae, with MDT coordinators as well, so it could be local, it could be regional. I had to try and contact a MDT coordinator from the Falkland Islands as well, which was very difficult, but I eventually got there in the end, and I've saved their name and everything just in case anyone else needs to get hold of them. But we also work with PPCs, team leaders, operation managers, because we help with dealing with all TCIs for like surgeries as well, which is kind of what helps with operation managers. So if we get any breaches or we can see they're booked for a breach as well, they're kind of the best people to be like, is there a reason why? Is there something we can do? So for Gynae especially, we have a weekly catch-up every single week with these people. And then we can feed back to our consultants as well if they're wondering why something's taking so long. It's kind of just a bit of digging as well. And also the Cancer Centre management team as well, which is also a big group. So we have two main different pathways. So we have our 2-week wait pathways when they're referred in by the GP. So we track them after essentially their first appointment's booked. So with Gynae, it could be they have an ultrasound first, and then I will keep track whether they need an appointment. So essentially I can kind of think ahead and think they're more than likely to have a biopsy. And then I can kind of start planning, put them on my MDT as well to be discussed. And we also have an urgent pathway. So it could be consultant to consultant or cancer site to cancer site. And also quite a lot of them are incidental findings on imaging. So it could be surveillance imaging for another cancer, or it could just be they've broken a leg or something, fallen down the stairs and they've just had a checkup. But they will also get added to our MDT as well, just in case they need to be on the pathway. Subsequent treatment. So this is after they've had their primary treatment. So usually it's if they have like chemo or radiotherapy as well. We track all of them. If they need further treatment after that, it then goes on to there as well. We also deal with Somerset quite a lot. So because Princess Anne is a specialist centre, we get referrals from all over. Like I said, we were getting people from the Falkland Islands that they needed second opinions. I had a patient not long ago that actually come over for a treatment and a biopsy from the Falkland Islands. And bless them, it was over Christmas, so we were trying to fast track everything to get, because they couldn't go home until they actually had their result, and they had to be over here for Christmas. So that one was quite difficult to see how we can all work together as a team for their pathway. Luckily, they managed to get back quite quickly, but it was still making sure everyone was aware that they were quite far from home, and especially over Christmas, it shouldn't happen no matter what time of the year. But I think especially over Christmas, you know, being so far away from home as well, it was just trying to see if any of us could do anything for them. But luckily they were all fine. But that was still proven quite to see how well everyone in the hospital, and also not even in Southampton, can also work together. So for supporting patients, we track them from their first appointment, and then it could be primary treatment if they need further treatment, but also it could be palliative as well, just in case they need any more treatment for this. So I was saying earlier, especially for Gynae, with delays, unfortunately, every pathway can face delays. It could be an imaging delay, surgery, treatment. It could also be because of sickness, or they're just not 100% sure whether they want to go through with it, and then that's when all the other teams come in together just to talk through everything, just to make sure that they're more comfortable with, and like they know the knowledge behind of what's going on as well. So we don't face any patients, but we're just there kind of as a final say. As soon as we get that email or confirmation through our meeting, that's when we start tracking as well. And for data capture, so everything on Somerset goes into reports every month or every week we get them. As a coordinator, we go through all of them, all the reports. We try and keep everything on track as well, try and keep everything up to date. So it could be referrals, pathways, decision making, just to make sure all the dates are right, and kind of, like I was saying earlier, kind of investigating a bit more as well, because sometimes we get some consultants that will say one thing, then you read a clinic letter and you're like, I need to double check that because I haven't heard that bit yet. But it's basically everyone communicating together as well, which I think is really nice for the patient, and always just trying to improve everything we can. Sorry. So challenges, I think for most sites is just breaches, because it can happen, like I was saying, with anything. It could just be an image that we're waiting for, or a scan. Could be when they're waiting for a date for surgery as well. And as I was saying, chasing history, especially from Falkland Islands or something, really gets proven very difficult. Even London as well, it could be, I know some people have to chase history from like Australia as well, which it's nice because all of the team, even though we have different sites, we can all work together. So even if someone hasn't got a contact for Australia or anywhere in the world, even in the UK, they're always straight away first of all going, oh, I've contacted someone before. Let me find out what they are, who they are, where they're from. But then it's nice just because then you've got a starting point. And I think as soon as you've got a starting point, you've got a lot of hope and positivity behind it as well. And then positives, there's always room for improvement. I think even with pathways or even with your own jobs, you're always looking for something. And I've always said to my gynae team, if there's anything they can feel that I improve, whether it's with the discussion or how I'm tracking, I'm always more than happy for improvements. Teamwork, saying everyone's team is a big thing for this as well, because without communication and teamwork, it's not really the patient's interest, I feel, if everyone's not working together, which I think is really helpful. And then it goes into the next point with just improving patient experience altogether. I think that's everyone's main thing for being in their jobs as well, which I think is really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucie.